So hey, I'm glad you came back. Hey, today, yeah, you see I got the gloves so you don't want me holding something hot. Today I'm doing egg Florentine, right, in a small miniature cast iron skillet, okay? It's good for single servings. I love this little skillet. I know you will too. But here's what we got. Egg Florentine, right? Like I say, it's kind of like eggs Benedict. It's a little more healthier, I think. There's not as much meat in it. I mean, there's eggs in it, but there's no ham. There's not too many carbs because there's no English muffins, at least the way I do it. I know you're going to enjoy this. Check this out. Hey, this is Shrashira. That's the best elevator music I ever heard. Okay, welcome back. Check this out. Today, I'm going to be covering a brunch idea, right? Something you can have for brunch. You know, it's relatively simple. It's cheesy, right? There's a lot of protein in it. And we're going to be using a miniature cast iron skillet. Watch this. Now, this cast iron skillet, as you can see here, right? It's a 5-inch skillet. It's a Valor skillet, right? It's made by Valor. It's the perfect size, right, for single serve eggs. You can make little breakfast bowls with it, right? Look at it. See that? Love this thing, right? It's not a big hassle, right? You season it properly and you'll be good to go. You season it properly, it's going to be non-stick, right? Which is awesome. That's how most cast iron items are. And I know you're going to enjoy this because I do, and I try to cook with it as much as possible for single serving ideas, right? So I don't have to bring out the big pots and pans. This will work. See that? Now let me show you what I do with it. So before we get started, I'm going to be using some eggs, right? But the thing is, I want the eggs to get a little bit more close to room temperature. I'm going to have the eggs sitting out while I preheat the oven to 375 degrees. I'm going to go for maybe 380, right? So once that gets done, we'll start putting everything together. I'll show you what's needed, and we're going to work it out. Stay tuned. Okay, so what we're going to need for this, we have about 1/4 cup of Parmesan cheese. You know, it's the powder stuff, but, you know, it'll still work. We have about 1/2 cup of heavy whipping cream here. We have about 1/3 cup of mascarpone cheese. We have about 2 tablespoons of garlic, 2 tablespoons of butter, and we have our eggs, right? And we're going to need some olive oil, right? This is for the pan. And then our spinach. Now, the spinach, I'm using about 2.5 cups just loose, and it's not cut up or anything. So, in my case, about 2 good handfuls of spinach, okay? So now let's get this in the pan, in our case a pot, and we're going to get it ready. All right, so let's get this heat on. Put it on medium. Give this a couple seconds to heat up. And then we're going to add our oil, our garlic, and butter, right? Now, the reason you add the oil first and then the butter is because if you add the butter first, the butter actually has a low smoke point. So what that means is if the temperature is too high, it'll start smoking, get brown, black, you burn up, right? But if you add oil first and then you add the butter, it raises the natural smoke point of the butter. So you don't have to worry about it burning. not as much, not as bad as it was before. So we're going to add a couple tablespoons of oil here, and we're going to add our butter. So remember that if you're going to add butter to something, add oil first, right? So your butter doesn't burn as fast or as easily. Let's get this moving around. So when you're sauteing something, if you don't remember anything I've ever said before, remember this. Add your oil first and then your butter. Like, see this? The butter's not boiling, it's not burning. And it needs to be a lot hotter than this in order for that butter to burn, because we added the oil, you see? Now I'm going to add the garlic. There we go. And now to this, you can add salt and pepper to taste, right? I didn't put it in the main ingredients because I don't want you to think that you have to have a certain amount of salt, a certain amount of pepper. That's not how it works. It's all to taste. You have to know your room, know your audience. Alright, so when you're sauteing the garlic, about 30 seconds after you smell the garlic cooking, it's time to add more ingredients. So in this case, you're going to add our spinach. These are baby spinach. It seems like a lot, but it's actually going to cook down, so don't worry about it. So we're going to let this go. We're going to cook this for a couple minutes and we'll be right back. Alright, so it's been a couple minutes. You see how it cooked down? Right, so you think you have a lot, but you really don't. Right? You can add more if you need to, you know, but it's up to you. So now what we're going to do, we're going to add our heavy cream, heavy whipping cream. Add that to it. Okay. We're going to add our Parmesan, a dry Parmesan. Now again, if you have fresh Parmesan, that'd be good. And then we're going to add our mascarpone. And we're going to mix this to get it nice and melted. And we're going to let this cook down a little bit. So now we're going to give this a couple minutes and we'll be back. So as you can see, the cheese is all melted down. So now we just want to let it reduce by just a little bit. Let it cook for a couple minutes. Let it thicken up a little bit. And then we'll be ready for the next step. Now, also, at this point, you can add salt and pepper if you like. Let me season this a little bit. All right, so we're going to add about a half teaspoon of salt. Add about a teaspoon of pepper. That's all you need. That's stirred in. So now you got your spinach, garlic butter spinach, and a nice cheese sauce. And now it's time to start assembling the main dish. Okay, so now what we want to do is we want to take our spinach mixture and we're going to add it to our cast iron mini skillets. small batch because I knew I was only making 3 of these. Right, and just put a little indentation in the middle, and that's where an egg is going to rest. You see? Nice little indentation in the middle. Okay, now we're going to crack our eggs into the middle of this. It's right in the middle. Just like that. Nice. Next one. You know, be careful not to get any eggshells in here. Just want it right in the middle. Like that. Now, at this point, you can spoon more of the cheese sauce around if you like. And I like. Alright, so now this is going to go into our preheated oven. That's at 375 degrees. And we're going to put it in there for about 15 to 20 minutes. Right? And the reason why I say that, normally you want to do it like around 12 minutes. But, you know, the peanut gallery, they don't like runny eggs. So we're looking at about 20 minutes, you know, if we want to be honest. So let's do that. Alright, so here we go. In 15-20 minutes. We'll be back. All right, so these are done now. Turn this off. Take these out carefully without burning myself. And then we're gonna let them sit. All right, these look good. I only made 3. You know, a lot of peanut gallery, they didn't want none, so this is your egg Florentine, right? Let me go ahead and get this situated. All right, so like I said, this is the eggs Florentine, right? Think of it like eggs Benedict without the ham, or in my case, also without the English muffin, right? It's delicious. You gotta try it. Cheesy. If you like this, give me a thumbs up. Hey, check me out on Instagram because I always put up a picture to let you know what I'm cooking next. Right? Like, comment, share it. Definitely comment. I want to know your thoughts. This is Shrashira, and I'm out.